Good morning and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to guide you along my 5 a.m. morning routine for quote unquote that Christian girl. I will also be sharing with you tips that I follow to achieve a productive routine by keeping God as the source of my strength and character. So let's just get into it. Officially get to say good morning. It's currently 5:55, so I pretty much did like a 45-minute workout. I'm kind of sweating. It's kind of cold, so I'm not sweating as much as I usually would. It was a killer today. I changed my routine and it was definitely very tiring. I have been trying to wake up at 5 a.m. for a week now. This is my second week trying to do that. If you know me, you know that I really love my sleep. Pretty much I hate waking up really early, especially if there's nothing exciting going on in the day. Not being ungrateful, I mean, I have a lot of great things going on, but just waking up at 5 a.m. to do workout and then go to work, it's not my favorite, but it definitely has been pretty good. I do feel a little bit tired throughout the day just because I'm always used to working out at night, but it's still pretty good, and I just feel pretty happy that I've been managing to wake up at 5 a.m. Now I'm going to pick up my mat and the mess I have here and then go take a bath. Today I have to wash my hair. If you can see, it's totally a mess. Then we'll make some breakfast and we'll get on with our routine for today. So this is the outfit. This shirt, you have seen me with it for a long time already. It's super wrinkled, and then I just wore like some small biker shorts on there and just some sandals because I work from home, literally right there. So I'm not gonna get all dressed up for just working in there. Usually, as you've seen in my previous videos, I think I always show a little bit of my skincare. So I just usually use this one right here, and then I use some sunblock. And that's pretty much everything I use for my morning routine. Sometimes I might use a little bit of this, or if not, some other type of lip balm. So for my hair, I think I'm going to use this one today, just because I had to go out in the afternoon, so I need my hair to stay put. And then just for fun, I use this too to like brush my eyebrows and eyelashes and stuff. So basically that's the whole routine that I do. You guys should comment if you also work from home. I feel like I'm one of the only people that works from home. Probably not. I do know that my best friend also works from home, so we're both on the same train, but I haven't heard of a lot of other people that work from home. I honestly think there are a lot of good reasons why to work from home. There are some downsides to it, but honestly I think it's the best thing ever. Plus, even though I have my own boss, it definitely feels like I am my own boss. So That really is cool. When you work from home, it can be kind of hard to stay motivated just because you know that you're gonna stay at home all day. However, doing this type of routines really helps me out because the fact that I have to stay home doesn't really mean that I'm not gonna take care of myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna have an exciting day. Plus, I have things to do in the afternoon, so that's pretty cool too. Plus, you know, that gives me something to look forward to. Okay, so I put the sunblock about 5 minutes after I actually put on my cream just because I wanted it to be absorbed by my skin, if that makes sense. So I usually wait a little bit for that. I also forgot that I need to use some of this cream. I use this cream, like body cream. If you don't know, I have eczema. I've had it since I was a little girl, so my skin is pretty much like a lizard. It's super dry, so I always have to wear this type of cream if I don't want my skin to break up a lot. Anyway, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this cream. It just has to dry, but I'm not gonna blow dry today. And then now I'm going to put some sunblock. Gonna finish getting ready here, and then we're gonna go to breakfast because I am starving.
Sunday morning rain is falling. Still some covers share some skin.
I'm a big fan of green tea. Apparently it's good for your weight loss or something. So I've been trying to get used to green tea. Not my favorite, but you know, just gotta try it out. I don't drink it right away because it's really hot and I don't really love hot things. So I always set it in my desk and then drink water with breakfast, and then after breakfast I actually drink my tea once it's a little bit like warm instead of like hot.
That someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That may be all I need, and darkness is all I see. Come on, let's you bones with me, driving through on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave. Fingers trace you every outline. Oh yeah, yeah. Paint a picture with my hands. Oh. Back and forth we sway like branches in a storm. Change the weather still.
Okay, so breakfast is ready. Look at this. It looks delicious. That's carrots and boiled eggs with salt and pepper, and honestly it looks amazing. Plus today my sister got up early and she wanted to do some sort of protein shake. It's not really a shake. We found this recipe in Pinterest, I think, that it was like ice cream, but like protein ice cream or something. She left me a little bit in the bowl, as you can see. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast and then I'm going to eat that as dessert, and afterwards I'm gonna drink my green tea. As I mentioned earlier, I think I start working at 7 and it's currently 6:54, so definitely filming and talking to the camera has made me a little bit late today, but still we're gonna continue doing everything as I usually would. I usually would eat my breakfast in the kitchen or in the living room while reading the Bible. So I'm gonna read it in my desk just because I have to start my computer for work and everything, but I'm still gonna have my quiet time. Of course, I'm gonna read the Bible and take some notes as I usually would, pray, you know, the whole devotional thing, because no matter how late I still have to do that. So let's just get into it. Alright, so I I just finished breakfast and I just opened up my computer and got everything ready for the day. I have a lot of calls to make today, which is exciting. I like it when I have to do calls. It's not too bad. I still have my green tea here, which I'm working on. Today I was reading 2 Corinthians 12 and 13. I'm still missing to read 13. It was certainly really good and a passage that I think it's really good to read in the morning. I didn't do it on purpose. I was just reading through 2 Corinthians and I just stumbled upon this particular verse today, and it's where Paul is talking about like his weaknesses and how he does not desire, or like he does desire glory, but he prefers not to give himself any glory because he would be a fool for it. And he was totally right about it, right? And then he does say that, you know, he has this weakness, he has this sting from the devil that he says. I read somewhere that obviously it was like an illness he had with his eyes. He was pretty sick, and he said that he asked God 3 times to deliver him from that, and God told him, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And that made him understand that first there was a no from God on taking away an illness that he had, something that he suffered from, but that God gave it to him with a purpose, and that purpose was to actually put all his trust and faith in God, knowing that the grace God provided was sufficient for him, that he did not need anything else. He did not need to be healthy. He did not need to not suffer, because probably if he did not have any of those sufferings, he would not have been as strong in faith or as believing in God's grace as he should have. And that's what happens to me a lot of the times. I ask God to deliver me from something, or to take away something, or to give me something, and then looking back at it, I'm thinking, okay, he probably did not give it to me because I was gonna focus on that only and not really give him glory, or not even remember that he exists. So yeah, that was really, really cool. Later on it says that for when I am weak, then I am strong, and I am strong to the Holy Spirit. I am strong because God has got the strength that we need and the power, just like I was reading on Matthew 6 the other day. It says it was in the prayer that Jesus is teaching the disciples, and it's Matthew 6:13, and it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, amen. So he does have the power and he does have the glory to deliver us from these things. So it's not like when I'm weak I am strong. He meant in this, he meant that God has the power, but God has to bring that power to his life so that he can overcome these type of things. So it was a really, really cool chapter. Definitely very good insight. I've read it a lot of times before, but you know, all the time it just strikes me differently. I'm very happy that I get to finish 2 Corinthians finally. I get to cross that off my bullet journal. I have like a small tracker in which I have everything that I've read, and that's pretty much what I do in my mornings. I usually wake up early, do some exercise, which is so hard for me, but I try to listen to music and it doesn't make it that hard. And then I take a shower, I do skincare, I try to have a nutritious breakfast. Today was especially nice, I think. And then I just get ready for the day and I start working and try to tackle all my goals. So yeah, that's basically what a morning looks like for me. Okay, so now that I've read my Bible, I'm going to prepare a little post for Instagram, just, you know, putting like the Bible verse and probably a few thoughts on it. I love posting on Instagram. I don't even know why. I just try a little bit to be like aesthetic, but at the same time like actually putting valuable messages and things in there, just because you never know who needs to hear it. Plus I'm kind of interested in people knowing what I'm listening to. I'm kind of interested on people hearing what I'm reading, what I'm currently studying, just because it could help them, but also because I want my testimony to be out there. I want my life with Jesus to be something that I don't hide. There are a few other things that I probably should hide about myself, but Jesus is one of those things that I need to shout out the loudest. So that's one of the reasons why I like posting on Instagram. But anyway, I'm going to get the post ready. It's actually not gonna be a post. I post on Wednesdays rather, so today's Tuesday, but I'm going to do like a small story with a picture that I have from another day that I went out. So let's see how this turns out.
Say
10 toes in my bankroll. Why you running away from me? I don't know. The dusty on me Paco. Why you running away from me? I don't know. I maybe see me say I missed that little feeling when I kissed your face. Apnea Rome, I was feeling so warm, now I'm feeling so cold. Can you come and hold me? I don't think I'm okay. Tell me that you're okay. Every single thought inside my brain replaces your face. I don't think I'm okay. Tell me that you're okay. Every single thought inside my brain replaces your face. So like fighting.
Well, it's certainly not part of my routine right now because I think it's currently around 9:40 something, and I already started working about 2 hours ago, so I know I just kind of came late to this, but as I mentioned before, I was running late, so that's basically not really how it goes for me all the time. I don't really take so long doing my whole morning routine. It was just because I was filming that I extended it a little bit. Anyway, the very last part of my morning routine, or that Christian girl morning routine, is to go through my to-do list for the day. So I have a journal. If y'all don't know, I have this journal right here. It's kind of like a bullet journal type of thing. If you can see here, let me see. It's pretty much looking like that. Well, we're at the end of the month already, so that's gonna be like my monthly review, but I have like lists here of things that I have to do. Every day I try to do a to-do list, and I basically do it at the beginning of the week actually, or like on Friday or Saturday I will get everything ready for the next week, and I will write the things that I'm pretty sure that I'll have to do. And you know, the day before, like if tomorrow I have to do something specific that I hadn't known before, when I did the list originally, I just keep on adding it, and then it just gives me a sense of satisfaction to cross off whatever it is. I mean, I even write work, and work is something I'm not gonna forget that I have to do, but it just feels satisfying to know that I finished a goal. My goal today was to work, so I just crossed that off. So basically, that's another thing that helps me get through the day, and something that helps me wake up in the morning, knowing that I have a list of things that I have to do, knowing that, you know, I've got everything I need to complete those goals, and it just takes character. So having that list keeps me motivated to continue on with my day. Also kind of random, but I have this camera. It's really bad quality camera. If you've seen a few of my clips, I think I've tried to use that one, but it's not looking good. I just like to have the camera in there. It's just fun, I guess. Okay, and last but not least, a couple of tips that I wanted to give you. If you're trying to get into a routine, or if you feel like, you know, your mornings could be better appreciated, mornings are a very tough time of the day, honestly, because it really depends on how you begin a morning. It pretty much dictates how the rest of your day is gonna go. That's not a rule, of course. If you begin your morning the wrong way and during the day you just realize it and then you start doing things right, it can definitely change the outcome. But still, it's always good to begin a morning the right way. As I mentioned previously, there are a couple of things that I do every morning so that I can have a successful day. So the first thing I do when I wake up is obviously get out of bed and immediately start thanking God for every little thing that happens to me, every little thing that He's given me, and making sure that yes, I'm happy with my current situation, but I'm happy because He gave it to me and not because I did anything to like get it or deserve it. It's just because He thought it was gonna be good for me that He gave me everything that I currently have. So that's something that, I mean, if that alone doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. And then after that, it's just being consistent, you know. After that, I usually do my workout. Then I definitely try to have a healthy breakfast. I think eggs are always a go-to for me in breakfast. That way I just eat like protein and I don't eat like a lot of sugar and starch. So it's basically just either boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, or some other thing with eggs and probably a little bit of cheese. That's basically it for breakfast. I try to get ready, and after that I feel a little bit more put together, a little bit more motivated to do things, because you know, we can have character and we can do things just because we have to do them, but it definitely takes a toll on you if you don't do it because you like it, or if you don't do it with a heart to actually being appreciative and rejoiceful in what you've got. And then after breakfast, which is for my physical body, I try to read the Bible for my spiritual body, just because that's like the only way that we can know God. I was having a Bible study with some friends the other day, and she told me, we were talking about like how do we get to know God, and Like, if you cannot see something, it doesn't mean it does not exist. Like germs or bacteria, like you cannot see them, but it doesn't mean they don't exist. And there are tools that we use to actually see them, right? Like we look through a microscope, right? And then for God, it would be the same thing here. If we cannot see him, it doesn't mean he does not exist. But then to know him, we have a tool, which is his word. So I try to go into his word. I'm currently trying to read through all the New Testament. As you saw, I just finished 2 Corinthians, so I'm gonna go with Galatians now. And I'm also trying to read Genesis. It's certainly good to begin with Bible reading in the morning, just because, you know, it gives you a mindset. It starts nagging your brain to think about God and not about whatever worldly thing it's going on. And then I also like to listen to music. I do like worship music. I have my own tastes. If you've seen my vlogs before, you'll see that I'm always listening to 10th Avenue North. It's never gonna grow old for me. I love it, and it's something that again motivates me to keep on going. So there's a lot of things that I like to, you know, do myself so that I can feel not only put together, and it's not only just like the feeling of it, but actually see outcomes, which I have, thanks to God. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it has inspired you or given you some ideas as to how you can also have a very productive morning routine. It doesn't have to be early morning, doesn't have to be even the morning. I mean, if you only have time in the afternoon, you can try doing all these things in the afternoon. I'm pretty sure it will work as well. It's just a matter of making sure you're organized. It's just a matter of making sure you have at least a to-do list for you to be like guided as to what you have to do. But it's just, you know, having that mindset of really wanting to be successful, and knowing that if you were not successful, it was not because negligence, it was not because you did not do what you had to do, it was simply because, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes you're not supposed to finish that particular goal today, but knowing that you did everything possible to actually accomplish it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun filming this video. It actually helped me to get up in the morning and do everything I had to do, trying to be aesthetic and all of that, which I'm not too much, but anyway, I enjoyed it, and I definitely will see you in my next video. Goodbye.